Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Nodream podcast episode.
You tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this one won't register in the books officially. Kind of. It'll be there, but it's like
It's a mini-sode.
It's a mini-sode.
It's our first mini-sode.
A mini-cast.
We're kind of in a rush somewhere else.
You see, we don't have much time. Our schedules are kind of packed at the moment. So yeah, this is just like a quick one before we head off somewhere. So we're aiming to keep it like 10 minutes, 15 more minutes, 15 more. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, if you guys want to see more short ones like this, we'll do more of those. Because depending on how this goes, we'll probably do more of these anyway. Yep. But yeah, what's our 15-minute topic?
Oh, okay. So the reason we're making this short is because we're supposed to be going on Monday night. And like we've been talking about this one book called No Diving.
What's Monday night?
So Monday night is our college group. Sorry. Yeah, I probably don't know.
Yeah.
So it's called Monday night because it's on Monday. Yeah. That night.
Very great name.
Yeah, true. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. And we're like in this book and we're talking about, so the first chapter is about faith. So we were like, you know what, let's talk about faith tonight. So we're just gonna, I guess, talk about different attributes of faith and like what it means to us and like different experiences we've had probably.
Yeah.
It won't be a lot because, but that's what we're
It
gonna
won't be a lot. But yeah, honestly, before we started this, I had trouble getting the book in the first place. Like I already have to get my textbooks, and those are like $50 and $100, and I had to get 4 of those. So like this one, it was $15, but that $15 is precious to me.
The thing is though, like I freaking got this one science book. I haven't even used it not one time.
Yeah.
Like, why did I even get that?
I hate it. Oh, is it like a lab book?
Yeah. Like I shouldn't.
Oh, so you're probably not gonna use it.
I'm not. And I spent like $80. And like the thing is, like once you tear the plastic off,
you can't return it.
Like I thought about that ahead with the music book though.
Okay,
so like I was like, yeah, I might need to return this. So I didn't tear it off.
Okay.
That job was like $120
for a music book.
Yeah, I returned it immediately too.
But yeah, I ended up getting shout out Sarah Velasquez. She gave me her copy to have and to cherish. And I sent Kobe the pictures, which is very difficult and painstaking.
I had to rotate so many pictures, boy.
Rotate? I had to freaking tip the book perfectly so it aligned.
One page was leaning left, the other one was like freaking upside down. I'm like, dang.
You know what? Next time I'll make sure my picture taking is perfect.
You need to work on it.
But yeah. So faith. Yeah, I think we're doing good on time. What were some of the things they mentioned about faith? There was like, they did it to where there's like general ideas a lot of people have about faith, and then like the actual biblical view of faith, I think.
Yeah, so like they had like a lot of, so basically like I guess this book in general is like supposed to like kind of test you, I guess. I don't know, kind of like evaluate yourself and like how you think. So like they have like misconceptions, like things that like people believe that's like really not true. So like some of like the first one was like what was it?
Boy, gotta pull out the notes.
Yeah, I do forget. So the first one was believe as hard as you can. So like sometimes people think that like just the power of your mental belief is gonna like exceed over your faith in God, believing in things. So like if people like so like I guess like some of the examples are like believing extra hard that you're gonna ace a test or something, like things like that, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's that. I remember they had a giveaway at church one time, and they're giving like the 3DS, and that was when it first came out.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, all right, God, I believe really hard.
Yeah.
Like I felt it in my brain. It was like I was going Christian Super Saiyan, I was like powering up, and I was like, yeah, all right, that DS is mine. And then I went to somebody else who already had like 2 of them. I was like, but I believed really hard, and like a lot of us to this day still kind of do that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did it on like a lower level, but I was like, all right, all I have to do is just try to believe really hard. Like, it was in the back of my head. I didn't like say it out loud, but I was like, faith is, it's trusting, but it's also, trusting is believing in a person. So I was like, okay, if I believe in God really hard, then like things have to work out. It has to be, but no.
It's not how it works, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately. I mean, the book did a good job of pointing out the fact that like God isn't some cosmic genie that like you control. Like you don't, you've seen that manifestation culture, like on TikTok. People be like, I manifest my future by talking about it, or like I manifest my destiny and make it happen.
Manifest this prayer or something.
Yeah,
like as long as I keep praying for this, I'm gonna get this car or something like that.
God isn't some.
No, bro.
God isn't some. What is it? We've been watching AOT recently. God isn't like what's her name? Frida, the founder.
Oh,
Ymir.
She's not.
Yeah, God isn't like Ymir.
Yeah.
It's not just there for you to use.
No.
Yeah. So I thought that was a pretty good conclusion the book came to. What are some other points?
Yeah, so there's a lot of them. So like another one is faith is a feeling. So like sometimes people can base their faith like on emotion. So like, you know, sometimes you'll be at church. Well, there are like different, you know, there's different denominations. So like sometimes, you know, in certain types of cultures and churches, like the more excited you are like in church, that like kind of I guess people contribute that to like how faithful you are. So like you could like see somebody like overjoyed, you know, they're like jumping up and down in praise and worship. Yeah. You know, they're happy. Like you could be like, oh, okay, based off those feelings, like that faith. Person they're faithful. But like, no, that's not how you judge faith. That's not what it's about. It's not about feeling.
That one hit me less. Because I've never really tried to do acts to like be like, all right, me doing this is gonna show how faithful I am. Yeah. Like I've seen like I don't want to say I judge people. Like I see them do it, I'm like. But like I've seen it happen, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if that's their motive for doing it. They might actually like be feeling that, but
I would say this one did attribute to me though, because it would be like sometimes like I would kind of compare myself to somebody, or like just like those outward appearances, and like I would say like, dang, if I'm not like feeling happy, like I'm actually like faithful.
If I'm not like that, I get
faithful or something. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that would.
I mean, you could kind of flip that, cause like that's a kind of act on your faith kind of thing. Like if let's say choosing your major, right? Yeah. And you have a feeling like God has made you to do something, and like you believe in him and you trust him, but you don't know whether you should like take that leap and follow him. Yeah. Then in that instance, act on your faith. Like in order to act on your faith, you have to actually take that leap. Yeah. So like in that sort of situation, like I'd say, yeah, I guess it's about your motive in the end. Like, are you doing it to show that you have strong faith to other people, or are your actions a result of your strong faith?
Yeah. Sometimes it can definitely get misconstrued. Like, sometimes people like that actually are super faithful.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we shouldn't make that like the main basis. Obviously,
it shouldn't be like a judgment call kind of game, and we do our best to like pick on. Like Christianity isn't like a competitive game.
It's not.
Where like there's rankings and all that.
Unfortunately, like in the back of my head, there is like some type of ranking. For some reason.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not.
There's like a
I know it's not true. I know it's not right or anything, but like it does happen. It happens.
I think it's natural. Well,
I think that's for everybody though.
I don't want to say just for guys, but I know a lot of my friends are like competitive, so I can see that.
I am too.
Yeah.
So, like, I definitely do need to work on that.
So I think we got time for one more. We can squeeze in like one more.
All right, we'll try to fit one more.
Yeah. Let's see. Hit me with a good one. The best one.
The best one. I guess like open-ended. That's like the very last one.
Faith isn't open-ended?
Faith is open-ended. Yeah.
So what was that?
So basically, like it's talking about like how, you know, our faith is like exclusive, and it's not something that's like it has holes in it where you can like add extra things into it, kind of like how
a pick and choose.
Yeah, like how progressive churches do. Like they'll be like, you know, we can add this things into it or something like that. I think that's kind of what it's saying there.
Yeah. It's not like the Force, you know. The Force is different for everybody. Yeah. You know, you feel it how you feel it. It's like a set definitive thing.
I remember one of the things in the book, it was saying like Christianity like at its best is a counterculture. So like it's never gonna like be something that fits in with everything.
Yeah, the world should hate your faith. Yeah. Like,
so if like everything's being in agreement with our faith, it's probably something going wrong.
Yeah, I saw this. The book also said this, but the kind of hitting back on like the other point we talked about, but like the fact that the way, I think it was the point about feelings in faith, like our feeling isn't a sign of how faithful we are, because some days we wake up happy and some days we wake up sad, but like it was talking about how we should be happy that like our feelings don't determine our faith, or our works don't determine like how faithful we are, or like
that'd be really bad.
We should be happy that our faith is exclusive, not inclusive. But if it was, it wouldn't be like a firm foundation we can stand on or run back to. Like it'd be this ever-changing thing, and things that change are kind of scary, which is the point. Like humans fear change, which is why God doesn't change. It's just his nature.
There was something in there. It was saying like, how can there be like many truths and one solid truth or something like that? Like something can't be solid, like super like truthful if there are like many truths to it.
So, I think I remember that.
It's like so like how can something be truthful with like so many different truths?
Faith isn't like a faceted kind of. It's not complex. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be complex, and I think we have a problem with making things complex that don't need to be complex. Actually, that's all of America in general. Like fast food menus. I want one. You know, I mean, I understand the variety.
We always trying to make something else.
We don't need a super Gigamax burger. Yeah. We don't need.
That's what society's all about now.
900-inch TV with OLED something. I don't know what all those words mean, but we use them because it appeals to people. Yeah. And like especially in America with like our consumer culture, we have this habit of taking things and making them like overblown and adding all these complicated words to them to make them sound fancy so people want them. And if we're not careful, when we try to like convert people or get them to come to Christ, we can overcomplicate the gospel. Like you can hit them with a to-do list. Like, all right, if you want to be a Christian, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to say this. You can't do that anymore, but you got to do this, and this. Yeah. And if you mess up once, you can't do that. You're done. Like we do that. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, that goes good with like faith as a doctrine, not just like making it about following the rules and all that.
Was that like the second point?
That was one of them.
I think that was next to last.
Yeah, it was like one of the fourth ones or something.
Yeah, like we try to teach faith, like we think that if we like adhere to the rules, like we just sit in pews and listen to sermons and like sing hymns and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like really legalistic behavior, like do all the right things, all that. We think our faith is good, like it's there, it's straight, it's set.
Yeah, there was something he was talking about. He was talking about, so like this book was written by David Campbell, right? Yeah. So he was like talking about how when he was younger, he went to like this pristine
seminary.
Yeah, you read the book, so like seminar. I was like, yeah, that sounded like something you said earlier, like yesterday. You were talking about like how your search for knowledge kind of like hinders like that faithful aspect.
Yeah. So
I was like, I bet James likes that.
So we were gonna do this podcast, and this is all so convenient. Because yesterday we talked about the Gnostic Gospels, and Gnostic, the root word of Gnostic is gnosis, which is knowledge, or wisdom, and like it was about these people called the Gnostics that would like search for wisdom. So we talked about that yesterday. I've been listening to this other podcast where they give their opinions on like that and Buddhist teachings and all that sort of stuff. And like as you guys saw in the last podcast, I had a lot of time to do like self-exploration and like really question myself and search for knowledge. And in that search for knowledge, like everything got convoluted, and like I felt like I kind of started doing that like pick and choose thing with my faith. Like, okay, this isn't harmful to my faith. It's good for my mental health, but it's not harmful to my faith, so I can include this without me losing my salvation or not being a Christian. But there was always like this thing in the back of my head that was like, James, you don't need that. Like the Bible has everything you need. And that's not to say like philosophy can't help or psychology can't help, because God made our minds operate certain ways, and I'm glad that we can study those, and those help actual people. But that's not our basis. Like our faith shouldn't be based in quotes we find on Instagram or like little cute sayings we find on our Pinterest board. Our faith is based on God and Him alone, and I find that like I find security in that. Like as a man, it's weird to say I find security in something. Like just knowing that He's like there and like never changing and He's in control, it just makes me less scared, you know? Like things feel certain, you know, that they'll work out. And that's not me saying, God, work the way I want you to right now and fix my situation. That's more like, God, you got this. I'll be faithful in the meantime. I'll trust you. You got this. So yeah, that's my little spiel.
It takes a lot of weight.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of weight off. So yeah, and that can go into the whole escapism thing I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And all that, but I don't want to do that. And I finished the last movie of a series I was happy about, and we're already out of time. We're 4 minutes over. I didn't mean to do that.
Fast.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, this was a little short one. We'll probably expand on this topic with the next podcast, and hopefully we can get Jonathan in that one, because it's been a while since you guys heard from him. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that. Remember, we got Nodream, but the one dream, the praise the one king. See ya.